Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I am a channeler and I'm here for a daily dose of hope, day 147. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you all again. A daily dose of hope is just that. The energies on our planet are starting to increase and things are starting to get wackier and wackier. And my guides asked me if I so wished, I could come on to give a daily dose of hope to keep everyone kind of on the main path and not get too polarized or get too caught up in anything that's going on. Just understanding that they're all energies and stories that need to play out, and that um, our job is kind of just to walk gracefully through this with love and with peace in our hearts, as much as we can. It's not easy, of course. Um, so a daily dose of hope has three parts: a bit of a talk, a channeling, and a guided meditation, which is called a pocket of peace. Yeah, yesterday I was talking about this ennui feeling, this nostalgia feeling that was it just came out of nowhere. And then it seemed to actually get very intense. It turned into like a deep sadness. And then it came back to nostalgia. Then it was like a deep sadness. And it was just like, not sure if this is my emotion or not. I mean, you look in your life and you think, well, I could feel this way about different things, but I really don't. So yeah, so that's how you usually know that those emotions aren't really yours. Some of them might be yours, but most of them you're just picking up from the mass consciousness. You're kind of downloading them. And thank you, Anne Marie, for confirming that you also had felt that too. Thank you. And you had said that it came on all of a sudden, so that's how you noticed it. So yeah, thank you. Exactly, that's how it was for me too. 1 minute I'm just kind of like whistling and kind of skipping through town, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, oh my god, and that's how you're like, something's off of here. So, but I'm feeling a little better today. But I think yeah, yeah. Um, and there was a comment yesterday about circuits. So about sometimes YouTube or sometimes Rumble, like it just kind of stops working, and sometimes that's the algorithms and the bots and the sensors and all that kind of stuff going on. But there's other times where it's actual energy. The energy is affecting the technology. And I used to not be that person. Like technology would always work well around me. But recently, yeah, I've been finding with one of my workplaces, they use a fax. Have you guys ever heard of a fax? Very few people still use them, but it's funny, Japan's considered this really like high tech place, but there's a lot of people that still use faxes. Um, but so there's like one of my workplaces we use faxes, and I've been sending faxes. I send a fax every time there's like certain information I'm supposed to send, and they never get it. But then the next day another person will use the same fax machine and it'll work. But for some reason my faxes, they don't go to where they're supposed to go. But I see them going through the machine and it says your fax is sent. And this, and also emails too. So there's like two places where emails are not coming to me. They just don't come. I get all the other emails, but from these two, this one place that I work at, and also from this other person, their mails never come to me. And so we have to find all these different routes to get to me. And it usually happens every year around the summertime. So I don't know what that's about. It's not, there isn't like a setting, that changes, a seasonal setting. So somewhere there's a parallel dimension and they're getting all these faxes and they're like, where are these coming from? And who sends a fax? Yeah, and all those mails too. I think it goes to the same place that all those socks go, where you're missing one sock. That's yeah, that dimension. But yeah, so and I think that's just a dimensional thing, and maybe it's a sign of the shifting of the dimensions. That we're. It's been said that when this shift is happening, that we'll be all in the same place, but we'll just be kind of in a different dimension, and people will kind of fade out of your life in a sense, and I guess faxes won't get there, emails won't be received because it's just you're emailing from another dimension, so it's yeah, you have to get like what is it called? An email, sorry, a dimensional emailer, so where you can it's like a converter, a dimensional converter for your email system. So anyway, hey Chris, hey Chris from Wales. Hey, welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about that, and then I wanted to talk about this book that I'm reading, and they're talking about um, it's talking about a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't go into, but one thing is they were talking about was about nature and how there has been this concerted effort to kind of rule nature. Mankind must rule nature. It's not perfect. We must create we are stronger than nature, and we must create over nature, and we'll create these big buildings, and all this kind of stuff, and but now nature is coming biting back, and there's these I'm probably not supposed to talk about this either, but the stuff that's happening, the weather is different, and the temperatures are supposedly rising, and the water is rising, and all of these different things, and so we have to pay lots of money to these big organizations, otherwise the world is going to fall apart. And it's like, we're the ones that did it in the first place. It's not cows. um, and yeah, anyway, but just that idea. But what this book was doing was presenting it in a more of a historical viewpoint, and talking about Christophe Marlowe, who was a playwright. I think he was an Elizabethan playwright that is not very well known these days. I mean, Shakespeare is really well known, but Marlowe's not. But he's the one that wrote the Faustus a play, and that was a direct criticism of that idea, because that idea has been around for a while. We're talking about the 1400s, right? um, and but yeah, so nature in itself is perfect, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Just let it be what it needs to do, and it'll work, and everything will be fine. And but there's this concerted effort to, yeah, take over nature. And um, but a lot of the things, well, I don't want to go on a rant about that, but the biggest way to take care of the problem that everyone is talking about is to plant more trees. So why doesn't all the governments all over the world plant more trees? It'd be easy, simple, problem solved. Don't have to worry about those cows, uh, and their you know their problems, with digestion. Sorry, it's just a silly idea. It's so silly sometimes. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, and I thought that was interesting that that's not a recent thing. That this idea of, I'm going to rule the world. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, and I thought that was interesting that that's not a recent thing. That this idea of, I'm going to rule the world. I'm going to take over nature. I'm going to become better than. It's just like nature's fine. We're living here on this beautiful planet, and it's perfect already. We don't have to become better than it. We just have to appreciate it and love it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We've got these amazing oceans and forests. We have this wind, we have this water, and it's perfect. Um, let's see. Chris, you say in Wales, we all get to have fresh, I can't read, a free tree. Oh, nice. Nice. That's nice. Yeah. In here in my little town here, we used to have these plum. Actually, right across the street from me, there was an orange tree orchard, and then there were plum tree orchards around. But now they're just building and building and building and building, and then the heat index is rising, of course, because there's more concrete jungle. But yeah, free trees sound good. I like that. Yeah, free, nice. Yeah. I was doing a while ago, I was doing guerrilla farming, where you kind of like, in Japan, we have this little, like, in public, in front of every house, there's a little plot of land, very small, probably about this big. And there's a tree there, a small tree that usually falls every typhoon. And so I was planting potatoes in a few different plots around, and I got a really good crop. Potatoes are quite easy to grow. I'm digressing here. The other thing, just last thing I wanted to talk about was dreams. Last night I was dreaming someone else's dreams. They were not mine. I know they weren't mine. And I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sure if they were planted or if it was just There was a mix-up with the person who organizes who dreams what. It's like, "These are my dreams. Hey, put these back. I want my dreams," kinda thing. I'm not sure, but it was very interesting. It was like a tutorial on a whole bunch of different things that I never really thought about, and they were explaining how to do a whole bunch of different things. It was yeah, it was very, yeah, enlightening. It was very interesting, but anyway, so that's all I wanted to talk about today. I'm kind of in a digressing phase. I'm sorry. I'm a bit out of it today. Um, so I'd like to go into a channeling and we'll see who comes through and if they have anything to comment about nature or dreaming someone else's dreams, or this problem with circuits and different dimensions. And, for example, you know, not being able to email people because they're living in a different dimension, even though you see them. Anyway, so here we go. Maybe I should split it up. I'll split it up. Okay. Can they say anything about uh, this concept of my emails not getting to where they're supposed to go or the faxes and things like that? Here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Metatron, and we would like to field this question because we think we are adept at fielding this question. This is something that is very close to what we do. We are working with adept at fielding this question. This is something that is very close to what we do. We are working with this ascension on your planet, and so we would like to discuss this. There are many different things that will start to happen. So we would like to discuss this. There are many different things that will start to happen. It will become more and more understandable, more visible to you. And if you are moving up in dimension, it will become clearer. You see, the more light that you have, the more easier you will be able to see things. If you are not moving into a space of more light, it will be harder to see these things. These things will just be there, but you won't even notice them. But if you're moving up more and more, you will start to notice that these people that you used to know are not in your life anymore, and you wonder where they went, and you can't see them on social media or any kind of other thing, but you know that they're still existing on this planet. Yes, and so that is just a dimensional shift. You are all shifting in dimensions at this moment. This ascension is quite a wonderful ascension in the sense that you are all shifting to the frequency that you desire to shift to. You're shifting to the frequency of your heart and the frequency that you desire to shift to. You're shifting to the frequency of your heart. And in so doing, you will find that all of you might be shifting to different frequencies, and people that are around you might not be around you. They will be around you in the sense that you will be kind of be able to see them, but they will be somehow out of reach. It would be like in a dream where you keep trying to call out to someone, but they can't hear you. In a similar sense, in that way. And this is in the sense, the way that the guides try to communicate with you. They talk to you many times, but many of you can't hear what they're saying. It's a similar situation because they are speaking in a higher dimension. They're speaking at a higher frequency. And so in order to hear them, you have to tune your inner ears to that frequency. And so that is what this is about. And so, yes, you will start to notice this with your communication systems as well, with your emails and your social media. There will be a dimensional split in that sense. You will be able to, if you truly would like to reach out to someone, it is very possible to do so. As this being said, to use a technological converter, that will not be necessary. The only converter you need is your heart. If you reach out with your heart enough, then you will create a connection if that is necessary. But you see, as you are shifting into frequency, what you're finding is you're finding your tribe. And that is important because your tribe will reinforce your frequency, and not bring it down or bring it higher than it should be or that it needs to be. By finding your tribe that resonates at the same frequency that you are, you'll find a very comfortable place to be. And that will be your place, and that is your tribe. And that is how this is going to work. You will resonate at the frequency of your heart, the frequency that you came down here in order to get to through all of these different experiences. And many of you, most of you, would say almost 99% of you knew before you came down what frequency you would be vibrating at this moment in these times when you are shifting. And we would say, think of it as a reunion of sorts, a reunion with people of the same frequency, people of the same star families in that sense. So you will start, it'll be a grand coming together of your people, you might say, of your extended star family. And you will know each other. There will be something that you will sense with each other. There will be a knowing. You feel like you've known this person all of your life. And that is it, because you have. You've known it, well, not necessarily this life, but you've known this person in other lives, and you are resonating at a similar frequency. And you will find each other, and you will vibrate at that frequency. And it is a wonderful process, and it is a very natural process, and there is nothing to worry about. And you will find that in this process, this technological problem won't be a problem, because there will be so many other things to think about and to be concerned with. It is just a minor inconvenience, you might say, as this transition period progresses. Oh, all right, there you go. Yeah, and what was the other thing I want to ask? Oh, someone else's dreams. So I've been dreaming someone else's dreams. So is it possible to dream someone else's dreams? Or what happens when we're dreaming dreams that seem to be so far out there? Yeah. So here Mm. Greetings, we are Metatron again. Yes, this is a very interesting thing that this being is talking about. What this being was watching last night was he was listening in, you might say, on many different conversations. He was listening in on conversations that are happening around his vicinity, around his the area that he is in, and he was listening in on these conversations. It wasn't something that he desired to do, but it was something that it was necessary. He was guided to listen into these conversations in order to understand what is happening in his immediate vicinity. That's what this dream was. So now understand that all of you are guided in dreams. Sometimes your dreams might not seem like your own, and what that is that your guides are guiding you. They are giving you an expanded view, an aerial view of the dream state. You see, you're all one, of course. And when you need an expanded view, an extended view of something, they will expand your view. It is similar to the sense of astral travel in that sense, but a little bit different, because it is a different procedure. It's very similar on the surface, but a little bit different in the playing out of it. So that is what this is. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, they were interesting dreams. I don't even want to go into them, but interesting stuff. What's going on in my neighborhood? Woohoo! And then the last thing I want to do is just go for a message for today. Message for today. We are at July 25th, I think it is. Am I right with that? Yeah, July 25th, 2024. It's 8:45. Ooh, 8:45 at night, Japan Standard Time. Hello from everyone. Hello from Japan. So I'm just going to get a general guidance question for today. Do they have anything to tell us all today? There you go. Hmm. Greetings. We are the one that you know of as Yeshua. And we are here, and we are here, and we are here. It is a beautiful place to be here. It's nice to be there as well, and over there. But here is also nice as well. you will find that more and more on your planet that here and there will stop making much of a difference. Just as time will start to speed up and slow down, and you will start to gain a better perception of what time is and how it is just a perception, as is space. Time and space are just perceptions. They're just learning tools for all of you down here. They help you to find your way through all of these events. If there wasn't time, everything would be happening all at once, and you wouldn't be able to parse through the details of each and every thing that is happening. And so that is what time allows you to do. It allows you to experience all of these things on a second to second basis. And what we would say is that you are actually re experiencing all of these things, all of the stories that are playing out on your planet at this moment are replays of stories. You are just rewatching stories, but you are living through them again. You are able to go through these stories now, but with a higher perspective, as all of you have gained such a higher perspective after the 3 and 4 years of craziness, as this being calls it. You have all gained a better perspective and an understanding of where you are, and you have been able to look outside of yourself and not to see just from the third dimensional point of view, but take a step from the side, or take a step behind, or to have an aerial view. And this is something that a lot of you have learned, this idea of perspective about yourself, and seeing yourself and understanding yourself from a third person point of view, as well as from a direct first person point of view. And this is very helpful for all of you. This is the basis of multidimensional thinking. You have the first, second, and third, the first steps in multidimensional thinking, being able to think of yourself from different perspectives. Of course, there are many, many different perspectives to look from. These three are just the basic ones that you have available within your third dimension, all levels of the third dimension. So it is a good place to start with perspectives. And perspectives are very important for the stories that are playing out at this moment, to be able to take a perspective. Taking a perspective allows you to not get caught up with the emotions of each thing. Being caught up in emotion is not a bad thing, but understanding that you're caught up in emotion and being caught up in emotion is much better than just being caught up in emotion and not realizing what's going on. And that is about perspective. So if you have more and more of a perspective, you can appreciate more and more all of these higher dimensional events that are playing out on your planet, and be able to see them from the many, many different vantage points. And as you do, you will be able to learn so much more from all of these events that are playing out. As they're played out at this moment within your communication systems, there is a one theme that is being garnered. There's one theme that is being focused on. Well, there are alternative views, but there's still alternative views of just one theme. But what we would say is to look beyond this and have a higher bird's eye view of the whole situation, or view it from 10 years from now, or from 100 years from now, or 1,000 years from now, when all of the details won't matter anymore. And what will you have learned from it? And what is the purpose of it within this time sphere at this moment? This is a beautiful and wonderful way to start to expand your multidimensional thinking. We are that one that you know of as Yeshua. Ooh. All right, there you go. Whew. All right, so I'm going to go into a pocket of peace, and I've got my drum here, and I'm just going to do a rhythm. And this rhythm will help you to get into the rhythm, get into the vibe. This pocket of peace is to help us to have a higher perspective on everything that we see. There you go. So first we'll begin with taking 3 deep breaths. When you take a deep breath in, breathe in all of the love, unconditional love. When you breathe out everything that you don't need anymore. All right, let's do it. So breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Good. Last time. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Good. I'm finding it hard to keep the rhythm and talking at the same time. So much for my multidimensional self here. So here we go. I'd like you guys, and also I'm out of it today. So here we go. I'd like you to imagine that you're surrounded by the mist of unconditional love. You're surrounded by this mist, and it just makes you feel good. You feel good. You feel loved, like just pure love, like parental love that maybe you felt when you were little, or the love that you felt for a child or your children, or for a pet. Just unconditional love, like you're there to protect, and you feel protected and you feel loved. So beautiful. And if you've never experienced this love, just feel the love that you were before you came to this earth. That is it, this unconditional love. This you have a parent that created you and just loves you no matter where you are, no matter what life you're in, no matter what you're doing. It always sees you as perfect. You are always perfect. And there's nothing that you have to do, there's nowhere you have to go. You're just perfect exactly as you are. In every second of every moment, you're perfect. There's nothing that you have to worry about, there's nothing that you have to regret. You just love. You are love. You're made for love. You're made to love. You're made by love. You are made of love. And you're made to make love. So expand that energy out into your room or the space that you're in. Everything is just surrounded with love and hope. Love is hope, and hope is love, and love is peace. And that's all there is. That's the truth. That's the only truth there truly is. And you're seeing that everything is revealing its truth to you. It's just love. Everything is love. The window pane, the floors, the ceilings, the light fixtures, the desks, the pencils, the chairs, the pianos, the guitars, they're all love. Out into the area around you, and then just the whole world. The whole world is surrounded by love, 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 love. Yeah. And everyone's feeling it. They're all just stopping what they're doing and saying, yeah, I feel really good right now. I feel loved. I feel protected. I feel healthy. I feel like I'm whole. I haven't felt this way in a long time. It just feels so good. And let's add an extra spice to this. Let's add the spice of having a sense of perspective about our lives. So we can just take a step back and just look at everything that's happening and saying, wow, look at that trajectory. Look at my life. Look at where it's going. Look at where it's come from. It's all love. It's all beauty. Look at all those things. They're all love. I am in gratitude for this love. It is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Everything that is happening is so sacred and so pure and so sweet to do. I'm just here making love, sending that love out. Yeah. Putting a stamp on the envelope. Yeah. Just sending them all out. Just these love letters. I'm sending love letters out to the world so that everyone opens them up and they just feel this feeling of love, unconditional love for everything and everyone. Yeah. So everyone around the world is just saying, yeah, I get this. I get this, and I got this. I see what's going on, and I think I know I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay because I see love in everything. Everything's going to be not just okay, but everything's going to be love. Everything's going to be love. All right. So this pocket of peace is for all of you. Ooh, I'm feeling it. Ooh. Wow. Okay. So So yeah, so this pocket of peace is for you guys. You can take it or leave it if you wish, whatever you want. If you need it, just you can listen back, or you can put it in your pocket and pull it out. It's out there in the mass consciousness. And yeah, so if you ever need it, just ask for it and it's there for you. And I hope you guys are hopeful. And I hope, yeah, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. I have a lot of hope now. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And Chris, thanks for coming in from Wales. Wales. So it's probably what, in the afternoon there, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. But I hope you're having a good summer over there. I'm sure it's a little bit more nicer. The weather's a little bit more relaxing than here in muggy, humid Japan. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for listening in, and I hope you're hopeful, and I will see you all tomorrow. So ciao for now. Ciao, ciao.